Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are welcome in the essence. This broadcast, Brownstone, the light is contagious. But you need go on and receive it for yourself. Just open it, exuberant, evolution, excited. We standing on the foundation of expression. You might have seen, you might have been, or you could have gravitated. Our foundation, we want to create a space for all to collaborate and be liberated from eventually all over the globe. And we are extending a hand to those who are an extension from maybe platforms, dig into another stratosphere. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. And that is MSG, the message in the message. I can OD on my execution of excellency. And this as a man right now, and things aren't created, but see true.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the night shift here in the Brownstone. I'm Paulette, and I am the owner and founder of Brownstone Worldwide, Cityscape Radio, and you guessed it, Brownstone Living magazine. That has officially dropped for the summer 2025, which basically means August. Okay, so we know August 1st is coming up, and it is currently available for those people who are subscribed. It dropped today. If you are subscribed to brownstoneworldwide.com, you have already gotten it. Okay, now if you did not get it, that means you're not subscribed. Y'all, I'm going through my little mail. You know how sometimes you get these little mailers. And I'm trying to see if there's something on here that's going to say, oh, $2 off. $2 off, Dawn. How many of you all still coupon? Hey, Kimberly. Come on in. Hey, Lily. And that's not my daughter, but I don't, yeah. How are you? That's my daughter's nickname. And I'm sure her siblings are like, wait a minute. What's she doing watching Mother's Live? No. So, how many of you all still coupon? Do you coupon? So who is this? Procter & Gamble? Let me see who this is. So y'all already know what I'm getting ready to do, right? Yep, this is P&G. Who, if it's stuff something I use, yes. But you know what? I wanna know who's got their Goods Unite Us app up. Let's see. I want to know. I'm nosy. Let's see. Yep, I'm doing it. Yep. Let's go. Oh, and there it is. Let's look at their political involvement. Here's their policy. Structure and governance. You see how important this is? I'm doing this on purpose. See, everybody like, is she nuts? No, I'm not. So I have these coupons that came in the mail today, and it's stuff we use. You know, I'm a Downy fan. I'm a Dawn fan. Gain. I love the little Unstoppables, the little fresh, right? So you see that? You see all the little, and this is $2.99 off. Y'all know how expensive Dawn is? Jeez. And I had tried Palmolive. I had tried Ajax, honey. And then let's not talk about the power suds, with the bottle upside down, right? So anyway, not for DEI. We want to find out what their political stance is. Why? We've been talking about this consistently since I've been talking about this. And the biggest reason why is they don't understand that we still the people. So we need to show them that we still the people. And this is not to dog anybody out or to hurt anybody's feelings or to even impact the people that actually work there. But we need to know exactly what you stand for. So let's look at it. Procter & Gamble's own website says our political involvement is an important way to bring our purpose to life through public policy. Guided by their purpose, value, and principles, P&G participates in the political process to help shape public policy and legislation that helps us fulfill our corporate purpose, delivering products to improve the lives of the world's consumers. This engagement ensures that the interests of our employees, consumers, and shareholders are fairly represented at all levels of government around the world. We are committed to being transparent about our political involvement globally. So P&G's public policy and legislative priorities are reviewed regularly with senior business leaders and annually with the Governance and Public Responsibility Committee of their board of directors. So here's their lobbying activity. Remember this. Let's talk about some of the stuff that P&G has. They have Dawn. I'm going to pull that up. Okay, we got Dawn. What else do we have? Unstoppables. What else do we have? Cascade. And we have, what is this? The sweep and mop. And we also have the Dawn Power Wash, which does not work. You still got to scrub. And then you have like Scent Booster. Holy cow, look at the back of this daggone thing. Okay, let's see. There's also Magic. I'm doing like the old folks. You know how the old folks do this? How you know they got bifocals? I'm wearing trifocals. Okay, they are no line. Watch this. You see what I just did? Wait. All right, so here we go. We got Magic. What is this? Magic Eraser. And we also have, what is that? Let me go and take my glasses off so I can see. Mr. Clean Lavender is on here as well. Zevo. It traps flies and more. And it's an insect fly trap. All right. So you do that. You do that too. Listen, as you get older, it's one of the gifts of getting older. And then of course, 40 days of freshness ahead for your car. This is not an advertisement. I am just sharing with you some of the products that come from P&G. Okay. From P&G. Okay. Now, their global government relations and public policy team represents the company's point of view in Washington, D.C. Well, they're in Washington, D.C. and U.S. state capitals, in key country capitals around the world, working with the businesses. P&G GGRPP focuses on legislative and public policy issues that impact the company's bottom line. But y'all just said that in the earlier. Okay, so let's go on ahead and do this. P&G complies with all U.S. federal. They've got lobbyists. You heard that too, right? Thank you, Kayshawn. P&G complies with all U.S. federal and state laws, including the Lobbying Disclosure Act and Honest Leadership and Open Government Act, that require reporting on lobbying activities and certification of compliance with congressional gift rules. Gifts. There's that word again. For the 2024 calendar year, P&G reported U.S. lobbying expenditures of $2.9 million. In the lobbying disclosure reports filed with the clerk of the U.S. House of Representatives and the Secretary of the U.S. Senate, and a total of $1.25 million in lobbying expenditures in U.S. Senate. Now, in the fiscal year 2023 and 24, P&G reported the lobbying activity in the range of $1 million to $1,249,999 at the European Union level under voluntary guidelines issued by the EU Commission and the European Parliament. So y'all said a whole lot of nothing. Okay. They have a good government fund. Okay. And you can find out who their contributions are. Okay. Oh, okay. Y'all see how this reads really? Okay, so when you go to their website, you can actually see who they've donated money to. So Abrams Cindy State House of Ohio, District 29, Abrams for Ohio. Monetary contribution made. They gave her $500. They gave her again another $500. Adrian Smith, they gave U.S. House State. This looks like Nebraska, $2,500. Maine, King Angus for U.S. Senate, $1,000. They gave him another $1,000 in June of this last year. Okay, King Angus again. Okay, so we need to find out who King Angus is, right? Hey, D. Hollow, how are you? Troy Balderson for Congress. Monetary contribution made $1,250. So they're giving small amounts. Stephanie Bice, Oklahoma. So again, this is information. I'm going to keep this open, and when I do their article, I'll pop this in here so you can read it for yourself. I'll just put the link directly there so you can look and be like, But I want to know. Now I got questions. All right. Let's go to Open Secrets, because Open Secrets keeps it wide open. All right. So total raised. Here's their PAC summary. Let's talk about the last report. I'm trying to get to now the last report that they gave that I was able to find here is contributions to this PAC from individual donors of $200 or more. 2019 to 2000, December 31st, date of last report was $422,816. Let me see if it can tell me exactly who those recipients were. There we go. Total contributions from Procter & Gamble. Here we go. They gave $124,500 to Democrats. They gave a total of $95,000 to Republicans. And there is a monetary breakdown on Open Secrets as well. Yep, they gave 90%, according to these. No, actually a little bit less than that. It's 56.72% to Democrats and 43.28% to Republicans. And that was in 2019, 2020. They gave, it looks like the majority of theirs came directly from to Democrats. Okay. So they try to give to both, because you got to grease both sides of the bird to keep them flying, right? You see how important this is? So now you have a decision to make. Are you going to stop using Dawn? Are you going to try to find something else? This is information that you should know if you are going to be utilizing these products. Always do your research. Guess what came in the mail for me today? Senator John Ossoff. Let's look at this. Why did Senator John Ossoff vote to make life more expensive? Paid for by One Nation. Now, what is one of the things that we are learning about these PACs and these super PACs? That there are literally PACs and super PACs that are designed to raise money to counter people like a Senator Ossoff, okay, to go against him. So let's do some digging. This is cumbersome, is it not? But I got questions. I always do. So let's look for this. One Nation. Let's look at this. Let's look for it, because you're in Washington, D.C. That's what we know. And so on the back, it says, every time you turn around, something is draining our pockets. Lately, it's been Senator John Ossoff. Senator John Ossoff voted against lowering the cost of your house, your car, and voted against expanding the child tax credit. Hey, Sierra, how are you? Come on in this room. He voted against the working family tax cuts that eliminated tax on our tips. Call Senator John Ossoff and tell him to stop voting with his liberal bosses and start sticking up for Georgia families. Didn't I tell you that it was going to get started? Because they already know we looking. Okay? This came in my mailbox today. Cool? All right. So what we want to do is find out exactly what in the world they're talking about. That's number one. That's important, I think. Okay? So let's see what this is all about. That's exactly what it is. All right, so let's go. Let's take a look. One Nation America seeks to build momentum for constructive policy changes in Washington that expand freedom, promote innovation, and broaden economic what? It's a PAC. It's a political action committee. The frontliner of the better society. Well. The true leader for the better society. Go to onenationpac.org. Write this down if you don't have access to a computer right now because you may be watching me or whatever. Onenationpac.org is a nonpartisan fact-checking organization that educates the public about problems, attitudes, and trends that are affecting the globe. Public opinion polls, demographic research, content analysis, and other data-driven social science research are all things we do at Strata. We do not take stances on political issues. Are you sure? Because this says paid for by One Nation. Okay. They stand for justice, world economic, and senior charity. That's what it says. But now I'm curious. I'm curious about this. I am curious about what they mean, Senator John Ossoff, vote to make life more expensive. Y'all want to know? Or do we hold on to that and let's get into the news and information? Let's get into news and information for the day. Because, then we're going to go down the rabbit hole. But let's get into some news and information first, and then we're going to jump into this. Because I myself did not vote for him. But I would like to know what it is that they mean, because no one's happy with either one. Well, not no one. Yeah, you want to go down the rabbit hole? All right. Let's hold on just a minute. Let's go ahead and get some news and information out the way first. And let's talk about the fact that Kamala Harris says that she will not be running for California governor. She will not be running. That's number one. Former Vice President Kamala Harris announced today that she won't run for governor. She said that she spent the time since her 2024 election loss reflecting on the best way to keep fighting for the American people, and has ruled out a run at the governor's mansion. She says, I am a devout public servant, and from the earliest days of my career, I have believed that the best way I could make a difference in people's lives and fight for a better future was to improve the system from within, she wrote. I love this state, its people, and its promise. It is my home, but after deep reflection, I've decided that I will not run for governor in this election. Now, she served in multiple state level roles in California. We're fully aware of that. She's worked as the AG, or Attorney General of California, and she also acted as a senator from the state before joining President Joe Biden in the White House. Now, her decision not to run actually marks the first time in decades that Harris isn't either serving in or running for some type of political office. For now, she said, my leadership in public service will not be in elected office. I look forward to getting back out and listening to the American people, helping elect Democrats across the nation who will fight fearlessly, and sharing more details in the months ahead about my own plans. Now, the current governor, Gavin Newsom, is not seeking a third term, and many considered Harris a natural successor for the state's top job. Should Harris's pause be in service of a 2028 presidential campaign, she could end up in competition with Newsom, who did not rule out a 2028 presidential bid while speaking to Wall Street or the Wall Street Journal in June. Okay. Now, Representative Robert Garcia, who's a Democrat in California, actually was really excited about her announcing a promise of helping get Democrats elected across the country. So basically what we're hearing is that Republicans are also excited and celebrated her announcement of not running, calling it a win for Donald Trump and an end to her political career. Where my fan at? Pause. I'm sorry. What? The end of her what? Excuse? Whatever do you mean? The end of her political career. Did y'all hear her say that she wasn't running for anything? I got questions. Questions need answers. She was not clear, was she? No, she was not. And I think that she's doing that on purpose, okay? Because we don't know what she's going to do. And their celebration may be actually very, very, very premature. Correct, Tori. I think it is very, very open-ended, and she left things open on purpose. So, according to what they're saying now, Colin Crumpton of the Republican Governors Association actually said this in a statement. Kamala Harris's political career is over thanks to President Trump. Americans across the country can sigh in relief. Check that out, that they won't have to see or hear from Kamala Harris any longer. I do. Let him stay. He'll be fine. I sure do. Yep. Because what do we provide here? Information and facts. You want to argue with the facts? I'll send you the link. That's up to you. That is absolutely up to you. Because the more that you talk noise and you continue, you increase my engagement. So I appreciate you. Hey, Miss Janice CA, thank you so much for that. Hey, Rose. Hey, user 1125, all the numbers. Hey, Edward. Yep, I see him. It's all right. Let him stay. Hey, ETS Logistics. How are you? That sounds all official and stuff too, sir. What you do? I got questions. Hey, Maguette, how are you? Welcome back. Hey, Tasha Mack. Good to see you. Traveling through. You just traveling through. Come set a spell. Get you something to drink. I got a slice of pie over here. Go on ahead and cut a piece while you're over there. And I got some peach cobbler if you decide that you want some of that. Welcome to the Brownstone, everybody. Welcome to the neighborhood. I am well, Maguette. How are you? You're just a driver, but I love the name. It sounds so official and stuff. Yes. All right. So we were just talking about Kamala Harris says that she will not be running for governor. However, like Tori said earlier, it sounds very open-ended. And Gavin Newsom will not be running for a third term in California. Wonderful to hear that you're doing great. So let's move on. And we definitely want to discuss something else that we were talking about, because you already know we got our we already have our two senators for tonight, but we like to go over news and information that we might have missed throughout the day. So let's get into it. Y'all, first of all, do y'all realize tomorrow is July 31st and my granddaughter is getting ready to go back to school? And I don't know how I feel about that. You didn't even have like a whole summer. How many of you all are old enough to remember that we did not go back to school in the U.S. until after Labor Day? I know. Isn't that something? That's crazy to me. Like, I can remember. And see, here's the thing. Most family gatherings and stuff happen that last weekend before September really, really kicks in, right? Your hands are up. Yeah. And listen, if you're already in the store, so I went to Dollar Tree the other day, and I also went to my other favorite little store from my house. It's called Roses. Why y'all already got Halloween stuff up? And it seems so strange to me. I should be used to this, but it's like 100 degrees outside, and y'all got Halloween stuff. I don't understand. Help me understand why the Halloween stuff is. You're just happy to be done. I know that's right. Exactly. Just it's weird to me. And Starbucks has even said that they're getting ready to what's the pumpkin spice one that everybody really loves so much? It's already back. Yeah. Or at least they did an announcement about it. So let's go into some news and information. Some stuff that we might have missed earlier today. And we're also going to talk about these tariff blocks. Let's talk about that too. That these federal judges have blocked. Now, there's a lawsuit in court this week that could throw a wrench in Trump's trade policy. Okay, so the U.S. ends tariff exemption for all low-value packages. Now, the United States, remember, yes, well, they still kind of do that here, Rosemary. They still do like Christmas in July. Then of course, Amazon started what is it, Prime Days? That shows you I've never shopped Prime Days. I don't understand it. Prime Days, and then of course, because they did that, then everybody else and their mama, they want a piece of the pie, so they do the same thing. Then you got Walmart, then of course you have like all of these other stores, and actually Amazon did not do well this year. Hey, Sam, how are you? Come on. Hey, Sonny, how are you? Hey, Jenny, come on in this room. So Amazon didn't do well this year, but Walmart did. And we already know Target. Well, Target, we don't even hear about them really anymore. That doesn't mean that folks are not shopping there. So the United States is suspending a de minimis exemption that allows low-value commercial shipments to be shipped to the United States without facing tariffs. QVC does it Christmas in July. Yeah. Which, by the way, you can see on TikTok. I find that very interesting. They just, and you know that they split too, like different divisions of their company. So those low-valued items can still be shipped to the United States without facing tariffs, according to the White House. I understand that they're still in position. At least for me. Yeah. So I know Target is still experiencing their boycott. Now, I do know that they were one of the sponsors for Essence Fest. And there were a lot of people that literally were upset that they were a major sponsor. But what people need to understand, and I'm not making excuses for it, but you don't wake up one morning and say, let's go ahead and put on an Essence Fest. Events of that magnitude and that size have been planned a month, maybe a year or two in advance, right? And building those relationships take time. So they had probably already signed contracts and did all kinds of other things as well in relation to Essence Fest. And backing out could have literally cost them more money than it would mean to stay and just tough it out, right? Well, still buying Amazon stock. They have digital money. So let's talk about that. ETS Logistics. Not only does Amazon have digital dollars or crypto, PayPal does, and several others. And then we're also talking about Ethereum. We're also talking about Shiba Inu. We're talking about a myriad of different ones. And that's because of something that we've discussed here previously. You're going to see a lot more of that because with the Genius Act in position, there will be more banks that are going to start creating their own cryptocurrency or digital currency because they've got something to back up this money, this digital currency. Because right now, a lot of these, it's just like in air. It's almost like Confederate dollars, some of it. And so you're taking a huge risk by even purchasing some of these some of the digital currency. So with the Genius Act being in position, it is a good time to buy, but you're still taking a huge risk, right? Because your money is still kind of floating around And it does absolutely protect those banks and so forth. So it'll protect them first before it protects you. Okay. Good night. You take care. It's scary. It makes me this world, the one world. Okay, that's, you sold all mine. It will all collapse after Trump, in your opinion. I have a few and I haven't put anything in it. I know it's been 2 months. Every once in a while I might pop $10 in there. I'm not wasting, let me not say that, but I do put funds in there and I just don't touch. I'm like, I would have took that and went and got, burger and fries somewhere or whatever. Yeah, but in the future, and you need to do your homework. Yeah, I do. Well, I mean, and I'm still learning. Yeah, I don't know everything. Yep. So anyway, okay. So under an executive order signed by Donald Trump, and we're still talking about these tariffs, Wednesday, packages valued at under $800 sent to the U.S. outside of the International Postal Network will now face, quote, all applicable duties starting August 29th. Okay. So basically, he ordered earlier targeted packages from China and Hong Kong. And the White House said the recently signed tax and spending bill repealed the legal basis for the de minimis exemption. So what's going to end up happening is folks are going to be ordering stuff. If it's under $800, you straight. So Temu purchasers, Shein, you good. Alibaba, you good. Okay. Okay. You look so nice. Your mommy did that? Well, I'll say. Hey, with the little gold ball, you ready for the first day of school, girl? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, y'all. Okay. So here's what's going to happen. Goods shipped through the postal system will face one of two tariffs, either an ad valorem duty equal to the effective tariff rate of the package's country of origin, or for 6 months, a specific tariff of $80 to $200, depending on the country of origin's tariff rate. Okay. So you'll get something, but it's not going to be as high as it was. You'll still have to pay that. And again, for those people who believe that you don't pay it, but the company does, oh, you paying it. You paying it. So go on ahead, get your Temu, get your Shein on, get your Alibaba on. There you go. You good to go. Okay. All right. Now let's move on and let's talk about, let's see. Where are my news pieces? This is what happens when you have like 30 windows open. You can't find anything. I'm gonna have to close some of these windows. All right, here we go. Boop-a-doo. Because we gotta do this part. Gotta do this. Oh, here it is in my face. So Meta actually smashed revenue expectations. I don't know if you all are aware of this. So Meta is Facebook. So anything that's under the Meta arm, which let's look at this, because you also need to know who is under Meta. So we know we have Facebook. We also know we have Instagram, right? We also know that we have, thank you for that. All I heard was cash. Child, I sure hope it's what I think it is. Millions of dollars. Amen. Receive that. All right, so here we go. The Meta platform dominates social media with top apps like Facebook. WhatsApp is a Facebook app as well. Why, thank you so much. Oh, that's so cute. What is that? Look good. Like, oh, okay. With the little money coming out. Yes. And Instagram. Now, they also have Reality Labs. I actually have the Meta Quest. I have like the second run of it. And I absolutely loved it when I first got it. Great content. Which one, Squintin? I hope not the one with me saying that I was a braider in the 90s. It was the 90s, y'all. Come on now. The live. Okay, well, I appreciate that. Come and set a spell. We're going over some things that are necessary. So VR and AI is another piece. but operates at a loss, which I can absolutely believe, because I cannot tell you when was the last time that I used my MetaQuest. It's got like the whole thing, and then you hold it. And when I tell you the first time that I used it, and there was a game in there for boxing, and it's so real. I went to literally screaming. Amina, were you there when I was doing that? I don't think you were there. We were in Milwaukee at Tamika's house. And I did it. I used it for the first time, and somebody recorded me acting a fool. Yeah. So anyway, it was because it came at me. It was like this person. And when you're in there, like everything, your peripheral vision, everything is the inside of this device. And even when you take it off, you stand there too long, you'll lose your balance. How tired was I? I don't know. But I will tell you, I was even in a room with people, y'all. It's so weird just even talking about it. So you can go into these rooms where there's like free concerts and by famous folks that have like, large followings and stuff like that. You can go in different rooms and learn different things about animals and so forth. You can go through the woods, and it is crazy. People were in there, and we would be talking to each other. You have like your virtual body, and you can see your hands, and like you can create like a whole person, and talk to people, and they're literally talking to you, and you can hear them, and they're like, "Hey, how are you?" And it's not like just made up, because there's a microphone that's a part of your VR headset. How many of you all have actually seen this sucker? It is so interesting, and I thought, this is creepy. Then, but wait, there's more. There's a portion of it, like you get to create like your own apartment and create like your place of business. And then my apartment had like a bedroom, and it had like an office where I could work. And I lived in a place where spaceships would fly by and people would be in them, and I could wave at them with the little device. Hey, y'all. Da-da. It was crazy. I just can't believe that more people. I'm sure we'll see more of it once they streamline it a little bit more, because the visor was very clunky. And I still have it. I think we used it for a little while. Yeah. It is the future too. Yeah. It's a good stop by. Okay, look at you. It's at the Apple Store too. Okay. I'm definitely gonna have to check it out. I'm trying to keep how tired was. Okay, yeah. All right. So anyway, Meta might acquire companies like, when was this? June 3rd. Okay. I'm not even gonna we're not gonna talk about that. We're not. All right. So who do they own? Okay. Yeah, so they own Reality Labs, and that also includes the metaverse and augmented reality. And one of the things that I can tell you is I have a friend that actually works on the cartoon side of AI. Baby, hold on. Pause. I actually did the voiceover for it. Let me see if I can pull this up. If you have not already seen it, I've talked about it before. It's an AI cartoon. It is absolutely amazing. It is called Operation Hathor. And I know they're in final production because everybody has wrapped up everybody's done their vocals. So I did mine already. I'm just going to see if you guys, especially for those of you all who are on TikTok, I don't know if anybody else will be able to see it, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty. Y'all don't need to hear that portion of my voice.
From this chaos, the Most High.
So I want y'all to see. This is AI.
Did you bathe in cologne? Just wanted to make a statement.
You see how cool that is?
Everyone's noses. Eggs Kanafi. Big test today. Which one?
Isn't that cool?
Talking to Shirley. Oh, sweet. Both. It's not to mention it. History of that in a bag. Shelly, not so much.
You know who made that?
Mom, come on. The cafeteria has non-negotiable. And I better not find it full at the end of the day.
Y'all know that voice, don't you?
Bye, Mom. Love you too.
That looks like KJ.
Wow, Bob.
So it's a superhero story. And if you want to see the full preview, it's 6 minutes long. I would encourage you to go over to YouTube, check it out. It's called Operation Hathor, and it's an entire movie. An entire movie. Super cool, so amazing. You know the voice? I bet you do. It's some amazing heavy hitters that are voices on there. Let me tell you some of them. If you've ever heard of Bring the Noise, Bring the Funk with the tap dancers, one of the tappers is one of the voices. You'll also hear Ishi from Arrested Development and her daughter are a part of this crew. And my voice, I am two characters. I am two characters because you can change your voice or whatever. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to be a part of that. So I'm the mom. I was the one that said eggs Kanati. But we wrapped it up, and then I'm the goddess. Okay, so I got to be a part of that, and it was so amazing. And I'll tell you what else is more amazing is to see how AI has allowed this company to be able to do this and to reach out to so many of us and say, hey, this is what. So we have some comedians that are part of it that some of you guys may know. I'm trying to be lay low, and the creator is an Emmy award winning producer and editor, and so he reached out to us individually and said, hey, there's a project, are you down? And we've been homies forever. So yeah, bro, come on, let's do it. Let's rock. So there you go. We're excited. It's supposed to drop, I think November or something like that. But it's really, really cool. Again, Operation Hathor, Hathor. Go ahead and check it out for yourself. All right. Now, that was a shameless plug, by the way, but that's also talking about AI. Now, let's finish talking about our news, and then we're going to jump right into the two senators for tonight. Okay. But the big one is Supreme Court sets date to consider whether to review Ghislaine Maxwell's appeal. We knew this was coming, right? Have a good one. You have to work in the morning. Sleep well. Hopefully we'll see you come and hang out with us again. All right, now let's go into Supreme Court sets date to consider whether to review Ghislaine Maxwell. Baby, we already knew this was coming. Supreme Court has officially set a date, September 29th, to consider at a private conference whether it's going to review Ghislaine Maxwell's challenge to her trafficking convictions. Now, this typical scheduling development might not normally be relevant to national political news, but Maxwell is at the center of a controversy stemming from the Trump administration's refusal to release all information related to Jeffrey Epstein, the late disgraced financier. Maxwell was convicted of conspiring with Epstein to SA minors. We're just going to put it like that. Now, indeed, her lawyers referenced her pending petition in a letter Tuesday to the U.S. House Oversight Committee, responding to the committee's bid to depose her. Now, the lawyers said that they wanted to put off any congressional testimony until after her petition is resolved, or if Donald Trump grants her clemency first. Now, to be clear, this scheduling development is normal, and it might be the only normal thing that's actually going to happen in this Epstein saga, which we already know how this is going to end. It's going to get glazed over, and nobody's going to get a slap on the wrist or anything like that. And all it means is that the justices are going to consider her petition alongside others as the court returns from summer break ahead of the new term that actually starts in October. Just wanted to kind of share that with you all because we already know how this is going to play out. If she does not get a pardon, I would be surprised. I really would. Okay. Now, hundreds of meatpacking workers with work permits lose their jobs after Trump immigration crackdown. If he grants her clemency, you'll be sick. Imagine what a slap in the face of all the victims. Exactly. Absolutely that part. You think that she's going to get off? Oh, yeah. He's absolutely going to do it because it buys her Silence. It buys our silence. Hundreds of immigrant workers at a meatpacking plant in Iowa have lost their jobs and faced deportation risks after their work authorizations, which were tied to the immigration status, were revoked following the Trump administration's termination of a series of legal immigration programs. More than 200 employees not being paid under the table, employees at a JBS pork production facility in the city of Ottumwa began receiving letters of termination 6 weeks ago and having individual meetings with their employer, according to the Ottumwa mayor, Rick Johnson, and Brian Hewlin, a member and spokesperson of the United Food and Commercial Workers Local 230, which represents JBS workers in Ottumwa. Right, Rosemary, exactly. So in the meeting, JBS told the affected employees that your status was being rejected by the company's verification system. Now, Hewlin told NBC News that yesterday, and it said that they were no longer eligible to work in the U.S. Now, if anyone, hey, Krista, how are you? If any one of you all work in HR, you know that the federal government has a system where you are required to identify who those workers are that we call expats, right? Or who has immigration verification paperwork. And we have to submit that through an I-9 portal called e-file. And it kind of sounds like it's taxes, but it's not. So the I-9 portal, you open it up, and your employer, you have to, as an employer, someone who works in HR, maybe an onboarding representative or whatever, will verify those documents by looking at them. And then they'll submit it virtually, and then they're reviewed. And if it comes back as rejected, we have up to 72 hours in which to verify that information is valid. If not, we have to terminate employment. And if they don't terminate employment, then the government can come back, and for every employee that company has that is quote unquote undocumented, or they didn't complete their documents, like say for instance, you lost your social security card and you don't have, it's changed over the last couple of months. Yes. And so if you don't have those documents, then what happens is if you don't get your social security card, we got to let you go, baby, because we're not going to get fined for you. And that fine is astronomical per employee. It is ridiculous. So what has happened is I guarantee you their HR department opened up that I-9 portal, and they got all of these rejections. Yep. A fine. Yep. So there we go. More than 200 employees have been impacted at JBS. And so that means that if this is happening at JBS, we already know that it's going to be happening with other companies as well. Many of the employees lost their legal immigration status and thus their accompanying work authorizations following this administration's termination of programs such as the CHMV program, which we talked about yesterday, parole program for Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans, as well as various types of temporary protected status, or TPS. According to their mayor, vice president of Ottumwa's chapter of the League of United Latin American Citizens, or LULAC, the nation's oldest Hispanic civil rights organization, unfortunately, there's nothing that they can do. Rosemary, you said it best. Because what's happening is this sounds good. I don't know to who, but I guess in theory, right? And now these people have to pack up. There's no telling how long. There's no telling how long any one of these people have been in the country or anything. And yet here we are, literally telling them you got to pack up and leave. There is no it sounds good in theory. At the end of the day, you are literally ripping people's lives apart because you just don't like them. They had all their legal documents, all of that. It just seems like the company didn't want to pay a few paychecks and told on themselves again. I don't know. I don't know if that's so, because I know that I've worked in HR, and I know that if We do not, and we'll run an audit. Like, you can literally run an audit every month. We would run an audit, and if anybody didn't have their documents, because sometimes you forget when you're doing other stuff, and if we find that you still don't have your documents, we're giving you 72 additional hours to get it. And if you don't, you get a letter of termination, because we will be fined. I think it's like $5,000 a head. That's a lot of cash, especially if this continues to happen over and over and over again. It is. But see, this was preventable, Janice. This was absolutely preventable. And so, to your point, this is at the beginning of employment. They had their documentation. They had already turned it in. And because of this new revocation, it kicked them out. I'm telling you what happened. I've seen it on the other side. And if there's anybody else in here, you know exactly what I'm talking about, that worked at HR, you know the portal I'm talking about. No, it's not fair at all. Thank you, Tori. Tori said, yep. So there's that. I don't. Here we go. Here's another one. ICE entices recruits with patriotism pitch and a pledge of a $50,000 sign-on bonus. It's disgusting, Sonny. Isn't that terrible? You know, the U.S. did mass deportations just before the Great Depression. Well, honey, if we're not, your grandparents were immigrants and your grandfather worked on McCormick Seasons. Did you? Did he? That's what's up. It's disgusting. It really is. All right. So this new campaign is called Brave and Heroic Americans Campaign, seeks investigators, officers, and lawyers after agency gets funds from Congress. Remember those funds that were part of the big, beautiful bill for this new police state? That's what this is. So the agency responsible for carrying out Donald Trump's mass deportations is launching a recruiting campaign to entice, quote, brave and heroic Americans to serve as new deportation officers, lawyers, and investigators as the government gears up for a major expansion of immigration enforcement, thanks to a recent infusion of money from Congress due to the signing of the big, beautiful bill. And the icing on the, quote unquote, icing on the cake is a promise of up to a $50,000 sign-on bonus. It is not beautiful at all. Hey, OZT, welcome. Come on in the neighborhood. Come on, set a spell. Y'all know how we're doing here. So the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Act campaign, which actually started late yesterday, recalls recruiting posters from the Second World War with images of Uncle Sam and the words, "America needs you." There are also photos of the U.S. president and top Homeland Security officials with the words, "Defend the homeland," across the images. Your country is calling you to serve at ICE, said Homeland Security Kristi Noem in a news release. This is a defining moment in our nation's history. Your skills, your experience, and your courage have never been more essential. We are waging war on these people. What? Y'all got to bear with me just a moment. That's a bit much. I need my fan. And this is not me acting. I'm furious. I am furious. Yep. And that's the only thing that flashed across my head was that. What are we doing? Hey, Unhinged. Y'all need to be tapping on the screen and sharing this. Your father was a veteran of two wars, World War II and the Korean War. Let me read it again. The U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement campaign, which rolled out yesterday evening, recalls recruiting posters from the Second World War with images of Uncle Sam and the words, "America needs you." There are also photos of the U.S. president and top Homeland Security officials with the words, "Defend the homeland," across the images. Your country is calling you to serve at ICE, said Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem in a news release. This is a defining moment in our nation's history. Your skills, your experience, and your courage have never been more essential. Together, we must defend the homeland. In addition to appealing to prospective applicants' patriotic fervor, Homeland Security is making a pocketbook pitch. The agency is promising again up to $50,000 in bonuses, signing bonuses. No one is saying it loudly. No one's saying anything, dear. That's why I'm asking you guys to share this information. If you don't share it right now, hold on to it and share it out. Share this out. We got a lot of stuff that we need to be talking about. This is horrifying. You said it right, Sonny. I literally have no words right now. Who knows if they are trafficking? At this point, Democrats are diet Republicans. Listen, at this point, they gotta go. But that's why it's so important for us to do the homework that we've been doing together, is because we need to understand exactly what is happening and how this money is being spent and where this money is coming from. It's so important for us to know. And it's a package of tax breaks and spending cuts that Trump signed into law this month, including the $170 billion border security and immigration enforcement spread over 5 years. They're going to get $76.5 billion, nearly 10 times its current annual budget. All of that money could be applied to the so-called deficit that they said that we have when they found out that the waste that they were looking for was less than 1%. Yeah. Unbelievable. I'm just trying to... Chuck Wessler is the executive director of the Police Executive Research Forum, which studies policing issues. He said police departments across the country have struggled to maintain staffing since the pandemic and the fallout from the death of George Floyd, and are often offering hiring bonuses as a result. So he said the $50,000 top line bonus that DHS is offering is definitely on the high end, and Homeland Security's hiring spree could end up having repercussions on police departments across the country if their police officers try to get hired by ICE. Yes, Dihalo. Esther Project. And my assistant's name is Mahalo. That's wild. Beautiful name. I'm just trying to drink this in and I don't know how I feel about it. But y'all, we need to know. This is information that you're probably not going to hear anywhere else while we're doing all this. You know, I understand breaking news. Mahalo? Yeah. I have no freaking words. Like, I literally have no words. Y'all, tell somebody about this. If you cannot share it, if you don't have the energy, because if this is wearing you out like it's wearing me out right now, tell somebody what you just learned today. This is a lot. This is an absolute lot. So let's move on to our two senators for today. Before we wrap up, I had some call for a police fund the other day. I said, when you stop assisting ICE, come on. Yes, I'm shooketh too, Janice. I'm shook. Oh my God. We're talking about Idaho tonight. Money, messages, and megaphones. Let's get into it. All money figures are FEC open secrets totals through the most recent report of today, July 29, 2025. That's where I got this information from. You can always go and check it out yourself. Senator Mike Crapo, he is a Republican from Idaho. So we're talking about the state of Idaho's two senators this evening. How many terms? Remember, we said we have to stop re-electing the same folks over and over and over. Y'all, this man been in office since 1998. Senator Jim Risch is also a Republican from Idaho. He is a senator. He's been in office since 2008. He is officially the first guy, Mike. There you go. The Hollow said it's time to go. It's time to go. What are we doing? You need to have a set period. You got to have a set term. This man been in office since 1998. I'm saying it like my daddy says it. 1998. And then he'll say, do you hear me now? It's ridiculous. 5 terms. 5 terms, y'all. This man has been in office 5 terms. Here's what Mike Crapo ran on in 2022. Secure the border. Yeah. Fight inflation. Defend the Second Amendment. Oh, I'm sure. Website and stump speeches hit energy independence, Trump endorsement, opposition to Biden spending, and safeguarding Social Security for Idaho retirees. Also, no free health care for them for life. They need to understand. They need to join the rest of society once they finish doing what they're doing. Hell, you've been in here since 1998, baby. You a whole full career politician. I wonder how many books he got out. How many book deals he made. How many honorariums he takes when he goes to go speak. Okay, Senator Jim Risch. In 2020, this is what he ran on. Confront China, protect Idaho jobs and values. Gosh, that word just drives me insane when conservatives say it. Emphasize hawkish foreign policy as SFRC chair, pro-life and pro-gun record, tax cut extension, and alignment with Trump's judges. Campaign committee money last cycle. He raised $7.41 million. He spent $7.89 million. PAC checks $2.99 million for Mike Crapo. Now, Jim, he raised $3.96 million. He spent $2.63, and his PAC checks were 39% of the total of that. Leadership PAC, Freedom Fund, transfers to GOP colleagues and Ag Board travel. PAC for America, Idaho GOP slate, and foreign relations junkets. Y'all ready? Let's go through them. Mike took money from United Health Group PAC. Y'all remember who United Health Group is, right? Of course you do. I would think so. You ready? That's why he keeps winning that report. Yeah. So United Health Group PAC gave him $7,500. Insurance giant Medicare Advantage rules. You got it. Okay. Rish got money from NRSC PAC, $35,000. APAC. You ready? That's what Crapo took. APAC money of $7,900. Pro-Israel Committee and the Iron Dome, anti-BDS. Rish took Delta Airlines funds, $10,000. Aviation taxes and SAF credits. L3 Harris Tech, $10,000. That's what Crapo took. Defense Prime and Intel Communications. General Atomics PAC, that's what Rish took, $9,000. Predator Drones and Research and Development. Devon Energy is what Crapo took. Oil and gas leasing, methane regulations. And the electric utility PACs went to Rish. He took $138,000. Correct. That is correct. UHC did. Here's my point. My point is you still need to know who's taking what. Don't think Kamala Harris is off the hook either, because ain't nobody off the hook over here. This is not for good or bad, sir. We go through everyone. I don't care if they're Democrat or Republican. This is so that you can get the correct information so you can make better decisions. Correct. Janice said it best. We are following the money. They are hoping that we are not doing this type of research. And the moral of the story is according to Kayshawn, is that they're corrupt, both of those representatives of Idaho. I hope that's what you said. Hey, Mikey. Hey, T. Marie. So it's not about saying, oh, well, this side is worse than this one. Listen, this goes all the way back to Reconstruction. This is not new at all. None of it. But you have a right to know where this money is coming from. Don't you want to know, or do we want to continue to stay in the dark? I don't want to stay in the dark anymore, folks, because where I spend my money is important. And I also need to understand, why is it that no matter what happens in Congress and the White House and Pennsylvania Avenue and whatever in the world you want to call it, when it comes down to it, it always seems like sometimes those doggone Democrats and sometimes those doggone Republicans voting against their constituents' best interests. So what do you do in a situation like this and you know that you have the power as a voter? Start raising your voice. And the best way to do that is to become knowledgeable. So you're not standing there looking like a gump, not knowing what in the hell you're talking about. Exactly, Rosemary. It's about making sure that we're calling these people out. I keep talking about, we can talk about Kamala too. That's not a problem. You want me to pull her up? I'll be happy to. I'll do the research and come back. Right? So it's not about that. We're not here for tit for tat. It's, do I have enough information so when they decide to come and have church dinner, Kamala girl, now I understand that you took United Healthcare money. Now this is what they stand for. They stand for X, Y, and Z. They want to make sure that they get regulations on Medicare. They want to make sure that they're able to raise the. Why did you take money from them? Help me to understand. Because we need clarity. Oh, and I understand, Cory Booker, you took money. You and Hakeem both did. Hakeem, come on over here. You too. Come on, sit down. We need to find out what's happening. You took pro-Israel dollars. Do you currently see what's happening right now in Gaza and in the Middle East? And you got your free trip, right? Yep. I got questions. I need answers. And I just sat here and I gave you people that are literally Democrats. So I don't care who they are. Why'd you take the money? Then you got nerve enough to hide in the pictures. What we doing? Hey, Twyla, how are you? That's all I'm saying. All of them. Yes, it's crazy. Ask those questions. They want to win so bad that they're willing to do it at the sacrifice of the American people. And they don't think that people are doing this much of a deep dive. It's not enough of us that are. That's number one. The number two, the other issue is that they have us arguing with each other over stuff that doesn't matter. That's it. That's all I'm saying. We're not doing the research. We're going and we go find somebody that we remember the name of, and then we go and we look real quick before we get in line, and then we say, oh, okay, well, this one looks, oh, well, she looks like me, so I'll go ahead and vote for her. No. Exactly. So why do they act like they hate each other when they're all getting paid by the same people? Exactly. Because some people say that they're nonpartisan. But how can you really say that you're nonpartisan when you give the money and then we go work for the money and then we give y'all the money as taxpayers, and then y'all turn around and you agree to share that money with people who do not have our best interests at heart, or those same companies that we get up and we clock into all the time. We literally get up, go clock in, do our little job, get our little check, get taxed, take that little check, go back to that same company that we work at. Like I said this yesterday, please be reminded, I said this yesterday, you go back and you get your little 10 or 20% discount on the very company that has a SuperPac to go ahead and go to that senator or that congressman to work against your best interests because they want bigger tax cuts. They don't want to give you better healthcare options because they refuse to give you full-time options. And if you do have full-time options, you have a company like a UHC, what is it, United Healthcare, and all of these others that literally will deny your life if it depended on them saving money. And it's somebody that does not have medical experience whatsoever making decisions with the stroke of a daggone pen because the numbers ain't mathing on their paperwork. And we okay with that. And it does not matter what side of the aisle you are on. Good evening, Fleetwood. How are you? He just come in the room like, I've always hated it. But you still got to know, baby. You still got to know. We have to know what's happening. I'm not going to the polls looking crazy going, oh, okay, well, who am I voting for this time? Well, I did the research, but I didn't really do enough research. Let me go ahead and take my glasses off so I can see. No, because they coming. Like I said, I got this little thing in here. And so I want to know who this is for. Right? I got this in the mail about Senator John Ossoff. So who's the opposing person? Who's the opposing person? You can lie to me all you want to, but who's the PAC behind this? And we already know it's One Nation. Okay. This came today. They getting ready. You hear me? They getting ready. So when you think about it in that perspective, it does not matter who is who. Thank you so much. I try my best because, see, I'm learning a lot of stuff too. When we get them out, we the people need to make universal health care and just do it like they did. Yeah. Healthcare is not something just for people that has the money. Healthcare is a right. It is a human right. It actually costs less money to have good healthcare long term as opposed to somebody who just flat out falls out in your ER. Did y'all hear about the dude? I actually wrote a piece on this on Brownstone Worldwide. Was it here? It was here. Piedmont Hospital put the 67-year-old man out with the tubes still in his body because his Medicaid did not cover the treatment he needed. He was septic, he was tachycardic, and he was laid out on the ground. Yeah. I want to know what kind of country we live in where they just rolling people outside, but he ain't the first. He ain't the first. Shameful. Absolutely. And he's not going to be the last because they're going to keep on doing it. As long as they haven't figured out a way to make money off of you, they will put you out. I'll never forget this time, y'all. This is right after I had just had my last surgery. And I had an infection and I was absolutely ill. I was so sick. And the dressing was literally leaking, like leaking. And I was terrified. I had a fever, all the things. So I rushed. My doctor's like, you need to go to the hospital now, get to the ER. Y'all, they called me back to triage. Me and my daughter was sitting there. She's home from college at the time. And they waited. They wouldn't see me. They did all the preliminary stuff too, and I was telling them, I was showing them the open wound and stuff because I had the wound back and all of that. And they said, well, hold on just a minute. We're going to have somebody coming to see y'all. Baby, this little professional, she came in. And when I tell y'all, she had a cart with a credit card swiper on it, asking me, before we do any further testing or treatment, how would you like to pay today? I promise you, how many of you all can relate to that actually happening to you? I couldn't believe it. Now, what if I had none? Credit card swiper right there. Well, just so happened I had my HSA card and my insurance card. So I gave her my insurance card and the HSA, and I told her to go ahead and swipe it. And I had a $50 copay that day. Insurance took care of the rest. But what if I didn't have insurance? Then what? What if the Affordable Care Act was not a thing? Spoken Truth just said the same thing. They would not help me. And I was in the ER until they took my money. And we not tired of that? Exactly, DeHalo. And here's something else too. Since we're talking about what is a right, yeah, but that actually happened to me. And what was worse is I was a patient there. Like I literally had just not had. It hadn't been 2 weeks. I had just had major surgery. And I thought, now if I was dying and my daughter didn't know where my stuff was, and if I hadn't brought my purse, would they wheel me outside too? And who, I did not have UHC at the time. I've never had United Healthcare. But just the very fact that y'all felt comfortable enough to ask me that. And then she swiped the card, and she went right on about her business, typed in a little information, and then they went about doing their little testing or whatever. And that was it. United Healthcare was recently dropped from my local hospital. Oh, okay. Yeah. So if they're doing that, let's talk about food stamps. Let's talk about SNAP. Because here's something. Now on my Meta page, the people are going in because I talked about how this bill that just got signed in is going to impact those who receive SNAP. Well, first of all, the majority of people that are currently receiving SNAP, number one, are people that are working and do not make a livable wage. Some of these people are working 2 and 3 jobs and still cannot afford their rent or, insurance or anything like that. The 2 times that this government voted for universal health card. Yeah. Right. So when we're talking about that, we also have to look at the trickle down effect of the lack of food stamps that's getting ready to happen, because that's what's getting ready to happen. Do you know that there are literally grocery stores that will shutter their doors in specific parts of the country because there will be less people on the SNAP rolls? Because these local grocery stores, these smaller grocery stores, not like Meijer and Kroger and Ingles and what's this other one that everybody absolutely loves here that has the bar in it? Publix, stuff like that. Like if it's not any one of those, think about the impact on a small grocery store that depends on SNAP benefits to keep their doors open, how that's going to hurt them. It's going to absolutely hurt them. It absolutely will. So we're always scared for the people in the small store. Yeah, because see, what we're always looking at and what they have conditioned. Fleetwood, when the last time you've been to the Atlanta area? Yes, we have a whole Publix that has a bar in it. And people go to this Publix and literally go hang out while they are grocery shopping. Fleetwood said, what? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can look it up on TikTok, as a matter of fact, when we're done here, because we're almost done. Yeah. Y'all, I feel like the heat from today's event has drained me. It has drained me. I need a hot bath. Yeah. Florida has one too, Tori. If you guys have learned anything so far tonight, please tap on the screen and let me know. And that goes for everybody else that's over here on Meta and on Substack as well. If you just let me know if this has been most helpful to you, just let me know. Hey, did you read that? You did? You good with that?
You can read it like one more time.
Or you say read it one more time?
Read it like one more time.
So what was it that you didn't understand?
It wasn't necessary. I didn't understand.
It's a lot of these, thous, thumbs, and addendums. Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to keep you in the loop. I don't have to, but I need you to get clear, because this will not be the last time that you will see a contract. Okay. All right. Cool. Which the government just took over Walmart. Nah. And it originated in Florida. See, I didn't know that. Yeah. Y'all talking about the wine in Publix? Yes, that's the thing. You hate to go to the grocery store, much less leave your house. It's so many people that use Instacart and DoorDash and stuff now for their grocery shopping. So you don't have to leave the house. You don't have to leave. Have a good night. Okay, Rosemary, you have to work in the morning. Well, I hope you learned something. Thank y'all so much. I just wanted to make sure that you guys were learning something tonight before we start wrapping up. Let's go on ahead and finish this up, because I want to get back up and do this again. But I have to finish. I have another contract to work out. And then
You gonna be doing that? I'll be in the tub.
you'll be what?
I'll be in the tub.
I don't like you right now.
Man, what I do? No,
So let's talk about that. It's crazy.
So
So
get in the tub at like weird times. And then
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So my son has his own bathroom. I have one. I have my own. My garden tub. I like my water extra hot. His gets extra hot. And I know there's a coupler under my sink in my suite, and I'm not gonna call it that, but in the large bedroom suite. And it will not get hot. So I know I have to replace this. Is a brand new house, y'all. This house is 5 years old. And you can tell the coupler's never been touched or anything. So I call myself trying to turn it, like, I'm on YouTube University. I said, okay, if I turn it, I'm gonna get some extra hot water. Nah, that didn't work. So I'm gonna have to hire somebody to come in here. Now, mind you, I've been in this house 5 years, and I just forgot about it because I just go in my son's bathroom and use his. So he's like, that's messed up. So, and I love a good garden tub. Oh my God. Cause then I just, pull down the, the screen, watch the little TV, chill, got the little thing, and you do it too. Don't play.
What?
You go in your bathroom when you're soaking and watch TV and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you do. And it's like a thing. And a garden tub. Mm-hmm. And it's so pretty, y'all. If you were a closer, I don't understand. He's pleading the fifth. Who's pleading the fifth? Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. What I missed? Talking to my son and y'all. Too crazy. The idea of going to the grocery store to hang out. Yes. And drink. That's ridiculous. baby. And when I tell y'all they serious about it, they serious about it. Oh, I'm so glad we're talking about something lighthearted because my goodness. All right, let's wrap this up, y'all. So Crepo 2022, nobody fought against him. $113,392 was raised for him to continue with his campaign. So it's check this out. The National Association of Realtors, PAC mailers on mortgage deduction, tiny buy from NRA ILA for gun rights. Otherwise, no heavy independent expenditures. Rish, all he got was $2,644. And there was $760 against him. Small NRA digital, one progressive micro PAC, vote local, vote blue, anti. So these are the people that came out and said, no, we don't want him in office, and no big money super PACs engaged in this safe seat. Now, again, pro-Israel and AIPAC aligned giving. Here's what Crepo took. And this was in 2022. No information came up for 2024. So $45,550. Of that, $7,900 came from AIPAC and the rest from AIPAC linked individual max outs. Rish took $133,627, the second largest ideological block in his donor file. PACs include Republican Jewish Coalition, Pro-Israel America, and Sun PAC, all pro-Israel PACs. Okay. Now, lobbyist cash. Crepo took $296,806, 6% of individual money. Those top giving K Street lobby firms are Brownstein Hyatt, banking and pharma clients. Make sure you pay attention to that. Remember, we just talked about UHC with Crepo, and he's taking lobbyist money from Brownstein Hyatt, which are banking and pharma clients. Akin Gump, which is an insurance tax council. Again, UHC, think that. And Rish, $58,833 or 2% of self-identified federal lobbyists. Subject matter boutiques are Barracks Row Strategies, Foreign Relations Clients, and Holland and Knight Energy. Good night, Sonny. We will see you later on. Hopefully you'll be able to join us before the week ends. My God, y'all, it's getting ready to be August 1st. It's getting ready to be August 1st. APACs and PACs, NRSC, National Association of Realtors, the NRA, we know who they are, Senate Conservatives Fund, and the Freedom Fund, PAC for America. Okay? Now, here are the key takeaways in this. Senatorial money streams are business-centric. So where do you see us in 2 years? I see fire and brimstone. You know what I see in 2 years? If we continue in the way that we're going, and many of us are fired up to do something about what is happening, we're going to be able to move forward towards good night, Kayshawn, if you meant night. I see us moving towards a more people-centric government, but we have to stay the course. We can't just say what we can and can't do. We have to say, this is enough. This is where we currently are, and we got to do something about it. I don't think any one of us should be willing to lay down. We got to get up, stand up, and we have to stay up and stay woke. And woke is not, it basically means stay aware of what's happening and keep your head on a swivel. Unfortunately, it's hard to do with all of the information that they're throwing at us and trying to keep us inundated with stuff that really doesn't matter. They don't want us to think about this. They don't want us to talk about this. I keep saying that, and I'm going to keep saying it. So basically, leadership PAC heavy and largely untouched by the mega super PAC arms race that defines more competitive states. And see, Idaho's not a competitive state. So I don't even see any super PACs on this list. They got a bunch of PACs, but you still need to know. You absolutely need to know. Now, over the next couple of days, I'm shutting down some client contracts. But as soon as things slow down, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start putting this up here for you all. Okay. We're going to put that cute little picture up there and everything on brownstoneworldwide.com. Okay. With a lawless administration, how can we win? Because we still the people. That's why. That's how. Tennessee is going to be having a governor's race. You need to dig deep? Okay, let's dig deep. I'll write that down. Tennessee. Yeah. Y'all see what they did to Justin Jones? We're going to talk about that. Let me write that down. Justin Jones and what they did to him. All right, folks. I am going to wrap it up because I got stuff to do. And I need to make sure it gets done. Okay. The magazine, if you want the magazine, you will, and you are not subscribed to brownstoneworldwide.com, what I do encourage you to do is to go over there and a little pop-up will come up. No, I don't sell your information. It's just so I can stay in touch with you. Okay. And you'll get a Brownstone brief in your email, and it'll also have the link to the digital version of Brownstone Living Magazine in the morning. If you are a subscriber, then that means you already got it. Okay. You already got it. I know it's a lot, ain't it, Fleetwood? It really is. But we bigger than this. We better than this. We better than this. All right, folks. Y'all already know what I'm getting ready to say. You got the email? Woohoo! Yes. Come through. She got the email. Amen and amen. Amen. And so tomorrow, if you didn't get the link directly, you should get it tomorrow. Okay? It'll be in your email. The Brownstone brief. Now, y'all, it was hot today. We were outside doing videos for a client. I'm getting ready to go sit down somewhere. Okay. But in the meantime, 3 things that we always like to tell everybody before we leave and end every single show. But first, head over to brownstoneworldwide.com for news and information that you can use. Lastly, go ahead and get to Cityscape Radio. Listen to sounds you'll enjoy and podcasts you'll remember. It is on rotation. It is back up, but the app is being developed again. And then lastly, Brownstone Living Magazine for the summer issue for August is available. If you have not already gotten it, you will get it tomorrow morning when the Brownstone brief drops. And then lastly, 1, love your life. It is the only one that you have. 2, live your life to the fullest and embrace everything that is your life because you only get one you. You might as well enjoy it. And lastly, what? Breathe through every single moment. I will see you all tomorrow for the day shift, and we're going to jump in for more news and information that you can use. We'll see you around.
Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Fernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are welcome in the essence. This broadcast, Brownstone, the light is contagious. But you need go on and receive it for yourself. Just open it, exuberant, evolution, excited. We standing on the foundation of expression. You might have seen, you might have been, or you could have gravitated. Our foundation, we want to create a space for all to collaborate and be liberated from eventually all over the globe. And we are extending a hand to those who are an extension from maybe platforms, dig into another stratosphere. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Bernard. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. And that is MSG, the message in the message. I can OD on my execution of excellency. And this as a man right now, and things aren't created, but see true.